High School Hoops Talk with the Talking Heads. I'm your boy E. Tally with.
Richard DeLeon, SA Premier coming straight at you in about 2 months.
This is
Ready?
Mike Daniel Jr., Alamo City All-Star Sportsplex representative, proud supporter of Super Sports Media in the building.
I love it. Mike, not Mike, I'm sorry, Rich. Yeah, give your shout out to your AU stuff. We don't start, you get a little early. We don't
No,
start that
no,
until 2
the
months,
re-
okay?
I was going to explain that.
I
The,
know. Go ahead,
the,
go for it.
the reason I said that is because the calendar turns to 2025, and I start to get excited because then I get to be more involved with these boys in the summer, spring and summer again. That's probably my favorite time of year for me personally, and I think both of you can both attest to this. There's nothing like being in the lab with the kids, working on things, getting them better, and then going out there and competing and seeing what we're made of against good competition. That's coming up for all three of us, as a matter of fact.
Y'all
Yeah,
so damn
yeah,
political.
I still get more excited. I'm not gonna lie to either one of you in the audience. I still get more excited about the high school part, and the only reason why because I'm not driving the ship and being criticized. So I like being on this side more than the other. But I will give advice to all of the AAU coaches that are out there looking for high school kids. You better get in the gyms now. That's the piece of advice I'm gonna give, and I'm gonna leave it alone. You better get in the gym because I'm seeing a lot of coaches from the AAU circuits in these gyms, and I love it. I love seeing them. I love running into them. I guess I can't wait to AAU, but I still like high school. This part better than the AAU part. Go ahead, Mike.
Nah, I'm behaving today. Y'all not gonna get me started today.
No, I'm not trying to get anybody started. I'm just giving the opinion. That's all I'm doing. Giving the opinion of what I like and what drives our train over here. And right now, it is the high school districts. And yesterday was some great basketball played. But hey, real quick, what's going on in the sportsplex, Mike?
Uh, Same old, same old. We got pickleball. Well, first off, let's just go through a typical day at ACA. 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. We have the courts open for basketball. For folks that want to come get an early morning run, come on and come get it. When that's done, we got pickleball that comes in the building from 9 to 12. And then after that, we got gym rental and activities, from about 12 to 5. Courts are open when the Patriots are not in there using it. And which we're grateful for them because they fill that space while kids are at school. That's homeschool nation, right? And then after 5 o'clock, after 6 o'clock, STVA volleyball program and follow through basketball program takes over the four courts. We are grateful that to call the Sportsplex our home and grateful for all follow through members that value the Sportsplex as our home. So then, right, walk to the backside and we got the beautiful MaxFit training facility for all athletes. Tennis, golf, swimming, track, football, basketball, wrestling, baseball, any and all athletes come in that building and get your agility, get your strength, get your conditioning going. And so the building is rocking and rolling, and just grateful to be able to be a part of it.
I love
Sorry
those.
about that. Couldn't find my mute button. Hey,
I,
real quick,
I love those
Mike.
pictures that you're sending of the tournaments when you're sending them from.
That's all I'm about to say. Hey, didn't you have a tournament this weekend,
Those are cool pictures, man.
Mike? Didn't you have a tournament this weekend?
Huh?
Didn't you have a tournament this weekend? Wasn't it a tournament over there at your facility?
Actually, there was a tournament this past weekend. We did have one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
So how was it?
Uh, it was actually, you know what, for the first weekend of 2025, getting everybody back in the gym, it was pretty dope. We had a situation that I've never encountered. I had a double three-way tie. So we had a four-team division, and three teams went 2-1. And so when you have a 2-1 situation, you go to point differentials from the teams. Well, the three teams involved in the tie all had the same point differential, +3. They all had beat each other by the same amount of points. And so then we had to go to the next thing, which was points scored. And man, when you got to dig that deep to determine your winner, it sucked as a director to have to tell the other two teams, sorry, you didn't make it. But it was great as a director to know that we had the right teams in the division and it was that competitive. So that was just that's what I'm about in 2025 in the tournaments that I'm a part of, competitive and quality. You know what I'm saying? That's the overall goal in each and every event that we're going to have in that building this year. Quality, competition. Boom.
Okay. Any teams that stand out that you want to give a shout out to for coming in the building and just playing well and you know
There were
mention?
several teams, lots of teams. There were so many great games. Uh, DBA, DBA overall, they took down the sixth grade division, the seventh grade division, the JV division, uh, one of the eighth grade divisions because we have multiples of those. Overall, as an organization, they looked good and well. Uh, San Angelo Bulldogs came in and represented well. Uh, Hard Work came and represented well. Laredo, we had some Laredo teams in the building. Laredo Cobras in the building. Laredo Blackout was in the building. Uh, and just overall, it was a good weekend of hoops. It really was. The most phenomenal part was we didn't have a single parental issue from the stands. Like everybody was on their behaviors, and for that, the same way we blame refs for games, I'm going to give all the credit to the refs because the same way folks say that refs, oh, the ref changed the game, the ref did this, ref did that. Well, the refs managed the games to where the kids were able to play and compete, and parents were able to be parents and just cheer and support their kids. And so, to all the officials that worked for me this past weekend, thank you, and thank you.
That's always a plus. That's always a plus. Give a shout out to your officials to keep the game moving. Again, officials aren't perfect. Neither are coaches or the kids. So again, that's good to hear. It's good to hear.
Yeah.
So do you have
And
it?
and and
Go ahead.
and real quick, if I left off any teams, please understand I'm running off the top of my head, folks. I'm sorry. It is not intentional that I purposely didn't say somebody that performed well this weekend. So please forgive me in advance. I do not have my list in front of me, and my man caught me off guard with that question. So I apologize in advance. I promise it is not personal or intentional. I'm running off the top of my head and thinking of the teams that I remember seeing. So that part.
Okay. No, it was never intentional to leave anybody out, and if you do, we'll catch them the next time we talk. Hey,
Yeah.
when's your next tournament?
Next weekend, MLK weekend. Excited
MLK.
about it too.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I'm
think
putting together some divisions of fire, and
yeah, I
so
think
yeah.
Nike Pro Skills gonna bless that one, aren't they? Aren't they? Are they part of
As
that?
of right now,
No.
they are scheduled to participate
Okay.
in that event.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
their
they're
seventh
excited
grade
about
and
that.
their eighth grade teams.
Yeah, they're pretty excited about that. They've been talking about that all week. So, shout out to those guys. I wish them the best. Hopefully, I can walk in the building, check some stuff out, and see some good play. What about you, Rich? What's been going on over at the home front over there? Let's say Premier Land.
You
See
know,
guys being busy.
we're starting to get ready um, for the spring, and that's part of my excitement earlier. That's once I start hearing about the spring coming up and summer, and I start looking at the schedules that we're going to be embarking on in that time frame. Um, it excites me because I know we're going to have some, especially for the 2026 group. This is their time. This is their we always talk about wait your turn. Well, this is their turn. This coming spring and summer, we're looking forward at a lot of good events that we're going to be putting them in, and we're ready. We're ready to go and test our mettle against some of these other teams and organizations and see where we stand and see where our boys are at, and then just continue to get better. That's where we're at. Obviously,
Okay.
and I do enjoy the high school basketball season as well, like you, but um, it's in a passive um, state. You know,
Right.
sit in the stands and just watch. I enjoy in the mix. That's I don't mind when people say, "Oh man, coach should have made this substitution or coach should have called a timeout." I don't mind that because that's just
Right,
part of the deal. So and makes it fun. So
right, right.
and I get to hear people doing that with the high school coaches in the stands now. So I'm like, okay, this is what they're saying when I'm down
Yes,
the sideline.
exactly, exactly, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, man. I always laugh because those same personnel that's giving instructions from the bench are the same ones criticizing us, right? But
Right.
then when you give them opportunity to coach, they always say, "Ah, I'm too busy. I just can't do it. I just can't do it."
Right.
So that's the part I really enjoy and I love being part of. So, um, for me, real quick, nothing really too exciting. We got I'm a gym manager over here at the Trinity Preschool Gym over here off of 1604 and Judson Road. So we have some hours used up here. We got a 2-court facility, um, 3 volleyball courts available right now, and STVA is filling that slot. So they're filling a lot of my gym space with that. Got a few basketball organizations and trainers in here. So shout out to those guys for just finding time to make sure, they fill up the gym. And then we got a event coming up here on the 1st and 2nd of February, right there that weekend. We got a card show, actual trading card show. And I'll definitely throw that in the comments there when we actually air the show. And then right now, it was a kickoff last weekend to the Filipino Elite Men's Basketball League here every Saturday. Right now, we also have I-9, one of our renters, also. So they got me busy with that. And then, like you said already, AAU is starting to pick up. We're looking at some Nike Pro Skills grassroots stuff here that's in the works. I'm gonna be coaching again, the little kids. So I'm gonna be grabbing some fourth graders. Funny story, real quick. I ran into a little fella that we used to coach back in the day when he was younger, and I asked him. I told him I was coaching. I said, "Hey man, I'm coaching again. Would you like to be part of what we're trying to do?" He looked at me. This is the funniest thing. This is a fourth grader now. Fourth grader. He looks at me. He says, "Well, coach, right now, and, I'm currently playing on the team." I said, "Well, okay. Well, you off limits then, little buddy." He said, "But you know what? I'll train with you though. I can't play for you, but I'll train with you." And I ain't gonna lie, but that was the cutest little thing the little fella told me, man. It just made me laugh and chuckle. And I just said, "Hey, okay, not a problem, little buddy. I don't want to take you from your team, but yeah, man, we getting back at it, as an organization and just trying to, and just help the city with the keeping kids, training, working out, getting better. So when they get to the high school part, we can say we had a part in these kids' development. You know what I mean?
That's what it's all about.
So, real quick, as we go forward, what games have you guys been at? I know Mike went to a good one last night. We didn't think it was going to be a good one, but it turned out to be a good one. That was Antonian. I believe they played someone. I don't know if it was a district game or not. Was it? Do you know if it was a district game, Mike?
No, private school out of Houston. And who didn't think it was going to be a good game? You?
I did not. I did not. No,
Okay.
yeah, I did not. I'm not going to fit to you. I don't think they're going to have a good game until they play. Well, at least I didn't think they were going to have a good game until they play St. Michael's. That's the one
Hey,
that,
St.
that
Michael's
everybody needs
beat the
to
living.
be.
They beat the living breaks off of Central Catholic last night too.
Uh, Central Catholic's been taking some lumps right now, and St. Anthony's whooped up on them. But again, I think that's why Central Catholic was playing that tough schedule leading up to these games, so they can have some. Hey, look, we knew this was going to happen. We knew we were getting ready, so they can get ready for the playoffs. They're going to be a playoff team, so it doesn't really matter. You want to talk about that game yesterday, real quick, Mike? They played Empowering Others Prep from
Right.
Houston.
I mean, it was a ball game. You know, that team, Antonio wasn't fully on their game, and neither was empowering others. And what it boiled down to was coaching. And what I mean by that is empowering others coaches didn't they were too involved with the referee and less involved with their team. You know, you start out 14-0 and you spend the next quarter, you know, on the refs instead of on your team and getting y'all back in the game. That's a hard deficit to come back by, you know, against a team like Antonian. By the time they finally reeled it in and settled down, you know, Antonio was pretty much in control, and they never got over that hump. But they did battle back, and it was a hell of a game. They actually tied it up at one point in time, and it was a phenomenal basketball game. You know, it's one of those things that, you know, me and you talk all the time about, you know, what makes a good coach. And I tell you all the time, being able to adjust. Sometimes your system ain't going to be that system that night. Sometimes you got to adjust to what's going on in the atmosphere. And so it took them 3 quarters to finally do that. And once they did that, they were able to make a basketball game. And so it was a great game. It was a fun game to watch. Free throws was a difference maker down the stretch. I think Antonian finished the game like 12 of 12. You know, they didn't miss. And empowering others, you know, there was a situation where they were down 2. They miss 2 free throws. They go down, foul. Antonian hits 2 free throws. They come back, miss 2 more free throws, go back down, foul, you know. And so free throws was the big time closing difference maker in the game.
Well, how did their big three play? I'm talking about Edison, Amari, and Jamil, because
Uh,
I'm looking at some stats here. Ed is just short of a double double. He's averaging 22.9 points a game, 8.1 rebounds a game. You got Amari. He's averaging 3.4 assists a game and 3.8 steals a game. And then you got Jamil with just under 1 block a game. So how do they play overall?
I mean, they played like the big three that they are, enforcing their will, leaving it in the ref's hands, and staying in constant attack mode and putting pressure on the defense and the coach. So, what are you going to do with us? And,
Right.
you know, when you're playing with that kind of confidence and that kind of skill on that level, hey, man, it makes the world go round.
Okay. Okay. Rich, what about you? What you got over there?
I'll just update you all. I guess y'all both know. It sounds like O'Connor is starting to build a little bit of momentum. They beat Holmes last week, and then they were able to beat Stevens, which I know when we talked last week, we kind of felt like Stevens was going to be able to stay with them, but O'Connor beat him by double digits. Um, Mike's little buddy, and I say little buddy, Hagen Hurst. He's starting to really impose his will down low, and that's starting to be a little bit of the difference between O'Connor being able to um, win and lose. They're starting to use them down low, and I think that's starting to be a recipe for success for O'Connor. You got the guard play. Now you got the inside play too. So I know Mike's aware of what Hagen's doing at O'Connor. So I mean he's doing some big things over there.
Yeah, he's
You know,
another one that's just missing a double double. He's averaging 14, 7 points a game, 8 rebounds a game. And then you got Evan Herrera. He's averaging 5 assists a game, 1.5 steals a game. And then you got Ethan with just under averaging 1 block a game. So, but to me, they have more than a big three over there, O'Connor, correct?
Yeah, they got a good little squad. I mean, like I said, in that district, it's all about we already know it's all about Brennan, right? In that district. But I do think they, after this week, they look like they're poised to be a playoff team themselves. I know last week at this time we were kind of like, Stevens, watch out for Stevens. But right now it looks like O'Connor should be able to get that 4th spot in that district, if not maybe even the 3rd one, depending on what their next matchup with Soto looks like.
Okay. What you was gonna say, Mike?
you know, adjusting, right? You know, O'Connor is senior guard strong, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, Rich is there way more than me, but I've seen enough to be able to confidently make this comment. Uh, they went from trying to get it done from the guard spot, right, to realizing, hey, we have something that not really anybody else in the district has. We have a true big guy. And going through and utilizing that big guy is now making nights easier, more relaxing. The guards have taken the pressure off of themselves because, those guards are putting a lot of pressure on themselves. And trying to deliver in a guard-heavy, guard-strong conference, it's tough. And now we're going through the big fella. And I'll say this, I'm grateful to see him producing with the opportunities that he's being given, from averaging, 10 and 6, 10 and 7 in the beginning of the year to his last 2 weeks, he's averaging damn near 30 and 15. You know, that is gonna, like Rich said, it's gonna bend the corner. It's gonna make a difference, and it's gonna put pressure on other teams, which is, how they were able to take care of Stevens. And so it's, of course, for me as my guy, my little fella, it's great to see him having the success, but it's good to see the team realizing that we can have success no matter who is having success. And so that's the part that's good to see them bending that corner, which right now is a pivotal time as they're getting ready for round 2 of district play.
Well, real quick, let's go back to Stevens real quick, because they got a young man over there that's doing his thing over there, Rich Guerrera. Shout out to him. He's averaging like 13 points a game. He had a good game, and he got a good supporting cast over there. I didn't really get a chance to see those guys, so I can't report on them. But I'm not going, say anything about him because I don't really know that much. You know what I'm saying? But I just want to give him a shout out for leading his team as far as in points per game. But I wanted to kind of just go back to that question that everyone asked. How do you in O'Connor's situation, having so many seniors, how are you supposed to find out what you have until you really give them a chance? And I think they were trying to really make sure they seniors got a chance to, hey, can we do it with just our seniors? You know what I mean? Because they still got 2 bigs right there. There's 2026s, and it's not just Hagan, but it's Ethan also. Ethan is going to be a force too. Once he kind of grows and gets stronger and gets to play into himself, hey man, they're gonna have great guard play from the guards they have that are 26s, and a front court that's gonna be huge. So I think they were I believe Coach Silstein was trying to do it right. Jaworski, excuse me, Coach Jaworski was trying to do it right and make sure that these guys, hey seniors, here's your chance. What can you give me? And night in, night out, and it goes back to what Mike's saying in reference to, hey man, okay, got it. I got a 6. How big is Hagan, Coach?
6'8".
I got a 6'8". I got 2 big 6'8" right here. Hey man, it's
Right.
time to go ahead and utilize these guys. You know what I mean? But again, and you can't fault them for that, because that's to me, I'm not gonna fault them for that, because to me that's what you want. You want to give your seniors an opportunity to take the fullest. But once that district play roll around, hey man, it's about wins and losses now. Now it's about the playoffs, right?
Yep.
So,
And we've all been there, as coaches too. Us 3 as coaches, we've all been there in a particular season where something just clicks. You find yourself a little mini cheat code for your team, and you ride with it the rest of the season. And I think that's what's happening there right now at O'Connor. I think, we already knew that you have some height, you have some size. I would venture to say between Ethan and Hagan, that's one of the bigger front courts you're going to see, not only in the district but in the city, right? So if you learn,
well, Johnson has a front court similar.
okay, similar, yeah. But if you learn to play through that instead of around that height, it opens up so many things for your team. And I know Hagan. Not only have I known Hagan, that's why I call him Little Fella. I've known him since he was in kindergarten or whatever, first grade, whatever. But I've watched Mike work with him for a while now, and I do know that one thing Hagan can do is he can draw the defense, and he has no problem kicking it out. He has no problem kicking it out. To reverse the court, to hit the weak side of the court. He's got good IQ. So, hey, you got guys like that, you might as well use them.
Right. And so that was a 43-57 win, O'Connor. And real quick, the guys that are playing with Rich Guerrero over there, leading in rebounds is a Jose Ochoa, and then assist is a Caesar Roman, and still he's averaging 2.5. Jose's averaging 5.8 rebounds, and then Zane. I'm not going to pronounce Zane's last name, but mess that up. He's averaging 1.1 steal a game, and then Jose's averaging just under one block a game. Also, I just want to make sure I put those guys' names out there, just to get them some love. Again, we do need to get out there and cover a little bit more of Stevens, and because again, they could be the fourth team. We don't know between them and Soto who's going to be the fourth team. Thoughts on that?
You said it. I mean, I think it's pretty much safe to go ahead and give Brendan Harlan number one and number two. No disrespect and no shade to any of the other teams in the district, but from what they've shown in round one, it's going to be Brendan Harlan 1 and 2, unless something drastically happens, in the next week or two. That 3-4, Stevens, Soto, and O'Connor, which right now Soto is leading that charge right now, based off first round play. And so really it's boiling down to who's going to finish out strong.
Right. Because again, it's that district. I'm not gonna say it's anybody, but Rich kind of said, "Well, hey, we all know what Brendan's going to do, but let's give Brendan some love, man." I was talking to somebody yesterday about that, and I just want to make sure San Antonio understands that we can say, yeah, it's just Brendan, but we gotta give some respect on their name, and the reason why, because they represent our city right now, guys. And again, they're number 11 in the nation. Hey, bro, I've been living here for quite a while. Since I've been living here, I don't remember a team ever being ranked 11 in the nation. And then what they have going on right now, yeah, they're blowing teams out, but guess what? That's what they're supposed to do.
Hey,
And
I could say this. Back when we did our preseason predictions, I said Brandon's going to break through this year and win it all at the Alamo Dome. So, hey, I'm right now. I'm going to keep my mouth shut and just watch it happen. That's all.
Well, they have a chip on their shoulder. It was kind of told to me yesterday that unfortunately last year when they lost to the guys up in Austin, Stony Point. When they lost to Stony Point, that gave them the hunger they needed. And not saying they wouldn't have did or had the success they're having right now, but that is part of the reason. And that's why I always say, if you're a true competitor in any sport, losing games allow you to have a chip. That's what causes you to be a better player, a better team, a better all-around person, because you need losses. You need losses because when you start winning so much, it starts to become you become numb to it. So they needed that loss to Stony Point last year, and I don't see anybody right here. I see them at the Dome next year. I really do. I see them at the Dome. It doesn't matter who they play. I see them at the Dome, and I see them just, man, right now, just the way they're playing. And like I told everybody, hey, man, if you get time to see what D1 high school basketball players, guys who actually have a chance to go to D1 and play, go watch those guys play. Watch how fast they play. Look how much in shape they are. Look at how they're built. And look how fast they play. They don't play slow. We got a chance to talk to Camden about that. Bro, they come down, they swing that ball, everybody's moving. No one's ball watching. No one is ball watching. Where a lot of teams ball watch a lot. But anyway, so, man, yeah. I just want to make sure we get those guys some love because, again, 11 in the nation. Hey, I think they're number one in Texas, aren't they? I don't want to speak on that. They are number one in Texas.
Yeah, they're number
right?
one. And they gave Corpus Christi Vets number one.
Oh, in the 5A?
In the 5A,
yeah. Mike liked those guys from Corpus. I'm not gonna lie, I like them too. They got a hard matchup right now, and against our they're gonna see either the Mustangs or they're gonna see the Thunderbirds in that round of playoffs.
Right.
And
of course I like those guys. I like those guys.
Yeah.
One because that's home.
Right.
But two, I've watched those guys grow. They've taken their lumps their freshman year, their sophomore year.
They did.
Now they're juniors, right? And so it's the moment that they've been looking for, getting ready for. And you talked about being a champion. Remember we talked to Camden, and you spoke of the Stony Point game. But
Mm-hmm.
Camden took it back the year before when he missed that shot. He still
Mm-hmm.
remembers that. He said he takes that into every workout. When you start having mindsets like that to where I'm not comfortable, I'm not complacent, I'm not content, and you're taking that
Mm-hmm.
into every one of your workouts, you're pissed, you want to light fire to whoever's coming, you want to scorch whoever's you're playing against. Ooh wee. Ooh, yeah. It's going I can't I'm like Rich. I can't wait till March. I can't wait till March.
Well, I want to just enjoy the ride. So I'm enjoying. I'm not enjoying watching Brennan win 101 to 25 to Pro Taft, but hey, it's part of the process, Taft. So sorry, but it's part of the process. You're not the only ones that's gonna
Man,
get
look
100 put on y'all.
but look at it like this, right? What's our phrase that pays, fellas? There's what?
Levels and lanes, my man. Levels and
There's
lanes.
levels and lanes. If you go to Division I college basketball, right? Every season, there's at least somebody that scores 15 points to 180, right? It happens. That's just the nature. It's just the nature of the beast. That's just what it is. Nothing
All right.
personal, no harm, no foul. It's just what it is. There's levels and there's lanes, and that's just what it is. And right now, uh, as that song says, Brennan's on another level right now, man.
Yeah, they are. They are. Got a chance. So my game I covered. I wanted to give 5A some love. I went out to go see Piper in New Braunfels. Uh, Went ahead and loved that game. That was a great game for me. 3 point, 3 points won the game. I mean, like, man, the Unicorns went on a run with the 3 point shot. It just was a little too much for them. I'm trying to look up here real quick, the stats real quick, just to see how many threes they made in the game. Because man, it was Cole Redding was our player of the game. Got a chance to talk to him, and he said, man, again, he said the rim was real, the whole of the rim was real big, and he was just shooting. They made a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 11 threes last night. So kudos to those guys. Cole Redding had 21 points. Again, he's the player of the game. He was followed with the spotlight player was Chris Hernandez. He had 16. So those guys couldn't be stopped. Piper, they have their guys. They have Mason Thomas. Oh man, great player. Love to see him play. He plays like all five positions. He has inside out game. Again, constantly moving. Didn't stop the whole game. Matter of fact, he played the whole game, I think. I want to say I don't remember him sitting down ever. And just the way he scores the ball inside and out, man, he's a tough kid. Tough kid for a 26. He had a little help over there. Yemi did some things for him, tried to help him out. He also had was Parker. Parker's over there. I can't say Parker's last name, so I'm not gonna mess it up. But he's over there and he helped out. He had 16 points, shot the ball real well, but just wasn't enough. Just wasn't enough, man. He ran out of steam at the end. Um, so yeah. So that hurt Piper though, because I think they fall in the standings there for that 5A deal. And they're in that, we call it the SEC conference. So real quick, their record is. I'll let one of y'all take over while I pull this up.
I want to give a shout out to Davenport. Davenport season. Uh, they're
I'm not
they're looking
laughing.
at they're looking at making a state run, right? And
Yes,
they
yes,
chose
Leafs,
to play steel. They chose to play steel last night,
and
right?
that's why I laugh.
And
Yes,
and I applaud and absolutely love the daylights out of that game, and much love to Steel for accepting that game, knowing what it was going to, end up being, but
in district,
giving
by the
those
way.
guys their chance, giving their guys their chance to get their rigor that's going to help them, make a deep playoff run. And so, shout out to Davenport for wanting and accepting and then going and meeting that challenge and battling as best they possibly could last night. So shout out. And then with that game, shout out to Logan Gonzalez of Steel, who broke the single season 3-pointers made record last night for Steel. And season's far from done. So he's getting ready to open that thing up, and give himself some heights to go get next year because he's probably going to be chasing to beat his own record next year. So definitely want to give a shout out to Logan G.
Definitely, definitely.
And I also want to go ahead and give a shout out to Clark High School. They had a
Oh my goodness, you beat me to it. Go ahead, talk your talk. We gotta talk about that game.
big win over Brandeis, and I got to tell you, we keep talking about Jaden Flemings. That kid, I mean, he's going to just keep getting better. He's going to keep getting better. They are now kind of starting to surge a little bit. They're now third in that district. So I guess in that district, what do you got? You got Reagan, Johnson, now Clark, right? Those are your top three.
You better get it right. Put some respect on Johnson name. You got Johnson, Reagan, and now Clark.
Johnson, Reagan, and Clark. Yeah, those three. I should have said in no particular order, but yeah. So they're starting to surge. They're 3-1 in district. Man, I got to tell you, that's a team to watch. That's a team right there, Clark, to watch. No offense to Johnson or Reagan. I think they're solidified in those 1-2 spots, but watch Clark. I mean, you can't sleep on them. I know Mike likes to say you can't sleep on anybody this season. Well, they better not sleep on Clark because that team.
No, you can't sleep at all in that district. Yeah. Even with Brandeis took a bad L. And I mean, is it a bad L? I mean, Clark's been in our tops. Brandeis has been in the top 25. Reagan's been in the top 25, and Johnson. And all four of them, we talked about this. You can't take any nights off. And so this is just a testament to what we've been saying, about that region all year. And now we getting it in and getting it on, and so it's great. Churchill knocks off Clark and Clark goes and beats everybody. It's great to see right now. It is.
Yep.
Well, going back to Piper, 5A Region 4, District 26, there's, that loss last night, they're slotted number 5 now. So they're in a 3-way tie. I believe it's a 3-way tie here. Yeah, 3-way tie for the 4th slot. Them, Bernie Champions, and Veterans, all are 4 and 3. So
and Bernie Champion bent a corner last night since you brought their name up.
Yeah, we got to. Let's talk about it.
They knocked off Vets.
Yeah, see? So again, now you dealing again. We said this before the season. This is this district right here. These guys at the SEC, they're going to all just hurt each other. Chances of anybody getting ahead and really just getting ready, and it will. Whoever's coming out of this district will be ready to face Veterans in Corpus. They'll be ready because. Go ahead.
Little update on District 27 though. Roosevelt is actually number 4.
Yes, because they won last night.
Yeah, Brandeis is 5, Madison 6, and Churchill 7. So Roosevelt is now in that 4th spot, that last playoff spot in that district. So that's gonna be competitive down the stretch.
So going back to I don't like to rank kids or anything like that, but I definitely have Jaden Fleming on that watch list because wow, man! And listen, that young man is. Last night he had about 4 dunks. I was told. I'm gonna post those later today. But that young man is not afraid to play above the rim. He doing some things for Clark. I hear y'all what y'all saying in reference to them beating the Johnson and beating the Reagan. I don't see that happening. I can't. I think I don't think they have enough firepower over there yet to see them beat the Johnsons or the Reagans yet. But again, anything's possible, right? That's why they got to play the games. But that team right there, that Clark's going to be, they're going to surprise somebody. I do agree with you on that. I agree with you on that. So moving on to if y'all want to hit any more teams just that played last night, let me know because I know we got a busy. Go ahead.
I'm sad, man. I was going through the list this morning, and our 21 through 25 all lost last night, right? And so a couple of them lost to schools that should not have possibly lost to based off data, based off paper. And so, ET, me and you had a couple of schools, that was on our watch list.
Correct.
Somerset been taking care of business. Highland
Correct.
been taking care of business. Man, I was ready and excited to slide Highlands up in there, and they don't take a L. They lost to Edison last night. I'm like,
No.
bro. Yeah, man, by 62-64. And yeah, man. So,
Wow.
Somerset, they're off until Friday. They got a big game Friday against Pearsall. One of the guys we talked to, Xavier Rendon. That's going to be a hell of a huge district matchup. I think you're going to be at that one, aren't you, ET?
Yes, I'm going to catch that game. But let's give
Yeah.
Xavier a shout out real quick.
2,000 points.
2,000 points, man. That's quite a feat right there. 2,000 points. A 4-year starter on varsity, and to get 2,000 points is pretty phenomenal, man. That's 500 points a year for the most part. If my math is right, it's the Philadelphia education.
Yeah, your math is mathing.
Okay, good. So that's quite a feat that he reached, and shout out to him again. Did a great interview with him this past weekend. Leading up to Friday's game in Somerset. So that's at 7:30. The game of the week right now will be happening first though. John Jay and Southwest. Those guys.
That game is personal. That's gonna be fun. That game is personal.
John Jay won the first one, and they won the first one convincingly. So Southwest is looking for some get back, is what y'all call it, right? That's what the young folks call it. Get back, get my lick back. That's what they call it. Mike.
Yes, sir.
It is, right?
They got to get that lick back.
All right. So with that being said, that game's gonna pop off. That's our game of the week. I'm looking forward to being in the stands. I'm gonna watch all three games from freshman, JV to the actual varsity game, and then I'm gonna head on over to watch Pearsall versus Somerset. So that's our game of the week. Also, part 2. We're gonna have 2 games of the week on Friday, and I'll be at both of those games. They're right down the street from each other. That's why I'm able to do that. So looking forward to that. What about you, Rich? What you got this week? You got any more games?
Man, I'm really thinking about heading out to watch John Jay and Southwest. As I look at that district, John Jay 7-0 in district, South San 1, Southwest 6-1.
Yeah.
So I mean that particular game could go a long way in determining the district champion.
Correct. Because now what needs to happen, again, just for giggles, Southwest has to win that game to split the district.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're taking care of business. They're going to, they're between them two. It's going to be 1 and 2 regardless. It's good to hear South San in there because we had South San up there, but they took some losses between here and becoming 7. And you say 7-1. South San is.
Yeah, 6-1. John Jay 7-0. South
7-0. Okay.
And Southwest are both 6-1.
So yeah. So it's going to be exciting. I think the gym's going to be rocking over there at Southwest. They're excited. I'm telling you that now. I talked to those guys a little bit. Haven't had a chance to talk to John Jay guys yet, just to kind of ask them where they at with their mindset. But definitely, everybody is ready to play and perform at 6:30 at Southwest. So
Jarius Jackson, 18 points a game at John Jay. He's playing some good basketball, man.
Well, I think if I'm correct, both teams are playing good basketball. Their leading scorer here for, pull it up real quick for their stats here. Yeah, 6-1. They're 3rd in the actual district. Right now, and theirs is Trey Martin. He's averaging 22 points a game. He's followed by Enrique Torres with 14, and then Travis Hunn with 11. I know they just got their quarterback. They got him playing now, Franco. So he's in the fold, and he's a great help from what I was told. So they look a little bit different. They're gonna look a little different. So I hope John Jay's ready.
Now they're ready. If you look at what they did to McCullum last night, 90-25. We just talked about those big lanes and levels. 97-25 is what they beat McCullum last night. So
Listen,
John Jay's
that
going ready. I'll tell you that right now.
was a statement game. You think?
Could be. Actually,
That was a statement game.
their statement game is coming up against Southwest, I think. Like I don't know which one of you said this one's personal. I think
Well, I know Southwest won't. I know Southwest will score more than 25 points.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So they have a big three, big four. So and then they got some size in the middle there. That the little young fella there, the 2027 Elijah Summers, 6'8" kid. So they got some size there. So it's gonna be an exciting game. If you ask him for predictions on this one, John Jay got the first one. I'm gonna be bold and go out on a ledge on this one. I went 3-0. I went 3-0 last week, or 2-0 last week, by the way. I'm not going to say anything about that. But this week, I'm going on a ledge, and I'm gonna go Southwest. I'm gonna go Southwest for the upset. John Jay is favorite, and I'm gonna go Southwest this week. What's your pick for the game of the week? Who you got, Rich?
I got John Jay. Because, like I said, that was another one of those preseason predictions. I know y'all remember when I said I could see John Jay playing in the Dome 5A, and we had debate about that. I'm not going to back that. I think John Jay is built for the long haul right now.
Okay. And they've been playing. Listen, they've been playing really well. So I'm not taking anything from them. Again, I want to be bold and brash. Y'all didn't do too well last week, so I'm giving y'all a chance to catch up.
They are according to Max Preps, they are number 11 in 5A basketball in the state of Texas.
Yes. Again, John Jay, did you watch them play? They play well, man. They play well. They play together as a team. They got everybody. Everybody got all these football players now. So again, they got kids over there. They got Robles. Robles is over there also. He's contributing. So they got 5 guys that can play and fill up the bucket. I'm just going on. I'm going out. And I'm going with Southwest. I'm going with Southwest. Mike, you there? Mike faded off for a second.
Yeah, I'm here. No, I'm here. Right, I was picking up my daughter. My daughter was 6. I had to pick up my daughter from school, fellas.
No worries. Hey, who do you have this week for the Southwest for the game of the week? Southwest, John Jay.
Nothing against my nephew Trey Martin and what he's over there doing at Southwest. But John Jay is tough. I've seen the show. Like you said, they've got 5 guys, but they've got a big 3 that is playing like a phenomenal big 3. And they shoot the ball very well. They're shooting a 3 ball above 43%. So
okay.
These zones and scrambling off the man. These guys are creating their own shots and they're knocking down shots. And so I got John Jay. It's kind of like what you said about Clark and Johnson.
Yes.
Love Southwest. I just don't think they have the firepower to go toe to toe. It's just like these teams that keep battling with steel. It's like a heavyweight matchup. Eventually they run out of gas. And that heavyweight is gonna be standing at the end of it all. And that's just what I see from John Jay right now. They are tough.
Listen, that was a great game last week to watch Judson and Steele. I'm trying to get the footage of it so I can kind of chop it up a little bit and talk about it. That was a true heavyweight fight, and I want to give a shout out to Judson big man Ivan Doran. Man, he played well last week. I think 15 points. 15 points. He was solid. I like his play. I like what he's doing. What's up? What you got?
Hold on. I got it. So shout out to Coach Cantu. He called and he texted me and he was like, thank you. And he played some of the clip, on what I said was gonna happen, still plus 20 last week. And so he said that they're a little pissed. They a little mad at me right now. but good. But also in the same breath said, I hope they freaking show up and play some ball and make it a game and make it a battle. And they did just that. They actually was right there to win the damn game.
And they had him. And that's where Ivan play. Honestly, was really really good. He played off of 2 feet. So college is out there looking for a big man that goes to Justin. I think he signed already though. But hey man, if he plays off 2 feet, he's dangerous. And that's what he did. He played off 2 feet that weekend, or that game Friday. And man, he did his thing. Shout out to Jaden Cherry. He played well. Got injured, I believe. I think he sprained the ankle, I believe. But he played well against him. But Ivan was just again, he showed who the big brother was in that game. So the good part is they get to play it again. So they get to play it again. Well, hey man, let's go to Mike's moment. What you got for us, Mike?
Mike's moment. Directors and coaches are humans. We're not God. We're not perfect. We do everything that we can to the best of our ability. Sometimes it's not always right. But communication professionally can always bring resolution and resolve. And so I say that to say, parents, please give grace, especially when nobody's perfect. Parents aren't perfect. Parents miss practice, miss games, miss schedules. Coaches miss timeouts, miss subs, miss wrong plays, directors miss pieces of communication. But remember, communication and handling situations professionally will always find a resolve at the end of the day. And just remember what we're here for, the growth and development of children. If ever there's a time that it seems that vision is skewed, have a conversation. 99 good things. Don't let one bad thing ruin everything. That's all I got.
So that brings up a great question. I asked both of you real quick. So can someone tell me, in sports we're so forgiving, right? We want to forgive everybody, right? Everybody make mistakes. But why are we so fast to fire coaches? To say that coach got to
Because
go?
general managers, presidents need a scapegoat, and the coaches are the easier ones because the coaches aren't what's selling jerseys. The coaches aren't what's selling the merchandise in those stadium stores. The coaches aren't what's making that organization money. Those players are. And so those general managers, those presidents are going to protect the money before anything. Say what I said.
But didn't Rich, what's your thoughts real quick before I
About why are coaches so quick to get fired?
Yeah, why is everyone so fast to say get rid of the coach?
Instant gratification of our society right now. It's gotten worse over the years. I think it's the microwave era, right? Everybody wants now. Nobody wants the process. And the younger our demographics in our society become, that's going to be the way it is. Nobody wants the process. They all want the results, but they don't want the process. And coaching is very process oriented. You guys can both speak on that. You guys got kids that came to you probably, and you might have had to kind of break down their shot, break it down to the very ground level again, and it's painful, and say, hey, we're going to have to break your shot down in order to build it back up and make you a better shooter. And how many kids don't want to do that? So I look at that in coaching too. It doesn't matter what organization it is, what parents, what everybody wants instant gratification. And that's why coaches are on the hot seat more often than not. That's my opinion.
Okay. I just find it hard that if a coach proves that he can win and he's shown that he can take a group of young people, men or kids or girls, and he shows that he can win with them, why are we so fast to throw him away? Why are we so fast to get rid of the coach if he's proven that, hey, I'm a winner? I won at this level, I won at this level, I won at this level, but we're so fast to just poop on the coach and not forgive him for not winning as many games or whatever. And I'm just trying to understand that society we live in when we need a coach. You know, the coach is the most important person in the business. You know, you can say what you want to say
But that
about the players. You can say what you want to say about GMs. Again, the coach is the guy or girl leading the troops. So if you have a good one, I didn't say a bad one. I said a good one that's won multiple times in leading you, and you might not like the way they're leading you, but they're winning and getting the results. They're putting kids in college in our what we're doing. They're putting kids in college to getting them opportunities to play at the next level, and they're making sure grades and they're holding kids accountable. Why are we so fast to say he's not the right guy for me?
because society says chase the greener grass. In
Well,
the NCAA and the portal says chase the greener grass. NIL says chase the greener grass.
That's a
So
well,
the
that
well.
message, the message being
NIL
conveyed, the message being
NIL just
conveyed,
says get paid. That's all NIL tells you to do. It tells you get paid at the highest bidder. That's all it's telling
chase
you.
the chase exactly chase the greener highest bidder, greener grass. Same thing. The world right now is saying chase the greener grass. Even if it's unknown, hey, it might be forest green versus this Crayola box of 64 lime green. I'm gonna chase the forest green. Society says chase the greener grass, and that is exactly what's going on in the world and in society, and especially
Okay.
in youth sports and sports today. Chase the greener grass.
Okay.
yeah. And I agree because we're seeing
Right.
it happen. We're seeing it happen at UTSA, right? UTSA is
Mm-hmm.
building a good program in football. We're going to talk football right now. Coach Traylor
Okay.
has a good program that he's building, but every season he's losing his top players to the transfer portal because of NIL. Uh, we got one playing for Texas on Friday night, Trey Moore. He's one of their best
Mm-hmm.
defensive linemen, getting sacks every week. He was at UTSA, but UTSA couldn't compete, so the grass was greener. And when
Mm-hmm.
you say greener, the grass was greener money wise at Texas instead of UTSA. So I agree. Yeah, I mean
Okay.
yeah.
Now, on the coaching part, though, ET is not necessarily chasing greener grass, but how many jersey sales does that coach bring to the business? You said a keyword, to the business, right? How many
Right.
jersey sales? How many T-shirts is that coach? I've never seen a jersey with a coach's name on the back of it.
Well, and the only reason I say that, perfect example, I'll use, and I'll speak on coaches I know, not know personally, but know and what they kind of done. So I'll use a coach Calipari, and I'll use a coach Nick Saban. Um, Again, they moved due to NIL deal you talk about and just how things have changed, right? Chasing the greener grass, right? But again, if I'm trying to make sure my kid goes next level, and if he shows interest, if a guy like a Calipari shows interest in my son, right? Why would I even really care what the others are offering? Because at the same time, he's one of the coaches that's proven to get kids or young men, excuse me, to the next level. So why would I worry
because
about that to the
because three is
point to
greater
where
than two.
okay, say no more. There you go. I just wanted to talk about it a little bit, talk about it. That's all. Just wanted to bring it up and hey, got it. Got it.
We
Got
live
it.
in Rich said microwave, and I'm going with mine. We live in a greener grass society.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if it is, but you know what? I'm gonna throw away this current green grass that I have and hope to get greener grass on the other side.
Right.
And we see it. We see it a
You
lot.
leave somewhere with the coach in the gym to go somewhere to hope to get one of those.
Well, again, I know promises from other coaches is part of that too.
We
But
see it
again,
in our world.
I'm
We see it a lot in our world from March through August. That we see a lot of that.
but for me, March to August, I don't really. Again, hey man, that window's real short, and that's why I like. Again, like that's why I keep saying I like the high school piece of it all because high school, I can see your development, I can see your growth, and whatever you say you're doing, I can see it so much more. And while you're playing high school basketball versus playing with us, so I get it
Crock pot pipes and dreams, baby. Crock pot pipes and
exactly.
dreams.
So, but
Now,
I just asked that question because I woke up this morning in a conversation I had with Mike earlier. I was watching your beloved uh, uh, playoff list Cowboys play talk today, and they're already
Damn.
trying to.
Low
They
blow,
like
low
that.
blow.
Yeah,
Stick
I
and
know.
move. Stick and move.
Two of them.
I,
How
I,
they're
I,
trying to get off your coach yesterday, and then talking heads was talking about firing this guy. I'm like, damn, we are so fast to fire a winning coach, man. It's so hard to win in the NFL, but we're so fast to. And again, I'm not even a Cowboys fan, but I just don't understand how we trying to fire your coach to where as though who's out there that's better than him right now.
well,
Who
I'll
you gonna
say.
go? Who y'all gonna go to?
Well, I'll say this: the reason you're having a hard time understanding this um, is because like Mike feels me right here because our our teams have multiple championship rings, so there's a level of expectation in those teams. But teams like I hate to say like Philly that have one ring, I mean
No,
you're not.
one in the no. If you're gonna say that, make sure you quote it correctly. All right, okay. We have one in the NFL era, not in the World Championship era. So remember, you gotta remember how old we are. So again, we're got these gray hairs because we're kind of old. So you wouldn't know anything about that. So the NFL wasn't always named the NFL. So that's what happened, or the Super Bowl, I should say. It wasn't always named the Super Bowl.
Oh, so
So in the
you're counting before they have fans and stuff.
well,
Okay,
no, I'm counting before they had Super Bowls. Yes, yes.
I
So the Super Bowl's relatively young. So you're right, though. You have what
no,
five, I believe. You have five, right?
yeah, I got you. I'm just messing around. But no,
Oh yeah, of course, of
I,
course.
I agree. I agree. I mean, like me, I'm going to be one of the rare people that I think Big Mac should come back and coach another year, another 3 years. Because guess what? He went. I mean, we didn't have the playoff success, but hey, the process. We talked about process. I guess that's how I feel about basketball. Whatever. Coaching involves a lot of process to get that ultimate goal, to get for the result. And you can see his process, and you bring in another coach, all that process that you worked on in the last 5 years, those 3 straight 12-win seasons and all. What happens there? You bring in a new system, you got to change everything. It takes a while. So the grass is greener, and that's what I guess Mike's saying. The grass is greener. It's hard to want Big Mac when you got some of these shiny new toys out there, like a Ben Johnson over in Detroit, or you know, guys like that. So the grass isn't always greener, though. We see a lot of those young coaches fall on their face, but
Yeah,
it is what it is.
yeah. Well, I just want to bring that up real quick. Hey, a day in history, real quick. Not today in history, but a day in basketball history. Lanier. It was the first school, well, not first school, second school to actually win the UIL championship in the 1A division. Uh, they won back in 1942-43 school year. They were considered a 1A school. They beat up on a Beaumont French. They beat them. And the score, I believe, here was, it doesn't say the score, but they were the team that won in 1942-43. So Lanier has a long history of winning championships because they won back in 42-43. The first school again was Brackenridge, was the first San Antonio school to win. Lanier was the second. So a lot of history for San Antonio Lanier, Sidney Lanier High School. Just want to get that shout out.
Lanier has a rich history in sports,
Yes,
and
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It does. Well, there you go. 1A, they were the second team to win. And they beat the Beaumont French. I don't even know if Beaumont French is still around. Back in 45, 42, 43. And then I think Lanier ran off a few others. And then, of course, some other teams. I think the next team that won after them, I'll give that on our next segment. But hey, guys, real quick, you got anything, Rich? Final thoughts?
Man, final thoughts. To me, like I said, um, going back to what Mike said, something I had a final thought. I'm gonna change it because of something Mike said earlier when he was talking about the directors and coaches not being perfect. Don't let uh, one little thing ruin a whole body of work. Um, and I was watching a video, and I think it was Rick Pitino, if I'm not mistaken. He was talking to his player, and his player had a bad shooting performance. I think he went like 1 for 9 or something like that. And Patino told him, like, hey, man, how long does it take for a missed shot? When it leaves your fingertips to time that it misses, less than a second, right? Boom. He said, you missed 8 shots. That's what, 8 seconds? How many minutes did you play today? Well, I played 32 minutes. So you're going to let 8 seconds ruin the other 31 minutes and 52 seconds that you played in this game. Don't let that happen. Go out there and do other things. Go out there and produce. So I mean that's going to be my final thought, because I mean I was thinking about that, then hearing Mike talk about Mike's moment, what he was thinking. I thought about that for kids, because so many kids, they feel like, hey man, I didn't have a good shooting night. I didn't have a good game, and that's the furthest thing from the truth. You have a bad shooting night, go out there and play defense. Go out there and set up your teammates. Go out there and win an extra possession by getting a rebound, a defensive rebound, or an offensive rebound, or diving out of bounds to save a ball to one of your teammates. Go out there and do that kind of thing. So that's my final thought. It is about, hey, don't let those little things ruin the entire body of work that you can put out there.
Thank you. Great job. I hope those who are listening can kind of take something from that and make sure they understand what you're saying in reference. Hey, don't have it. I call it, have it memory like an elephant. If elephants really have short memories, have have a short memory when it comes to you do something, but and take that process and go forward with it. So yeah,
Yeah,
good
how
stuff.
do we know that an elephant has a short memory, or
I don't know. It's just one of those
or
things,
they say
man.
or they say dogs can only see like in black and white? How do we
I
even know?
don't know. I don't know, man. Don't ask me. Don't start asking me. I knew I see. Some told me not to say that. I set myself up for that right there. I really did, man. I really did. I set myself up for that. Uh, I guess we lost Mike here, but we'll go ahead and get ready. Hey, man, I want to real quick. I'm supposed to go check out one of our guys. I'm not gonna be able to make it, and let him know. Shoot, hold on, Mike's coming back. Let me get Mike back in here, because let him say goodbye to the. Here we go. But hey, I want to give a shout out real quick to Aaron Braxton. I didn't get a chance to make it. I'm stuck here at the gym in our own location. So I got a group of kids coming into the gym. They just kind of booked the gym, and we want to let them in here. So I'm not going to be able to make his signing. But he has a signing today to go to the Merchant Marines here in New York. That's the college he's going to. So he signs up with those guys. So I want to give a shout out to him. Great job, hey young man. I apologize for not making it, but hey, man, thank you for thinking of me, and I'll definitely see you on the hardwood. And then, Mike, if you want to sign off, you can.
My final thoughts, pretty simple. Hold yourselves accountable, take responsibility, accept being imperfect, and work to be better each and every day. 1000%, that's 1000 with the TH at the end of it. That's 0.0001% better each and every day. You work on that, you'll be just fine. Good luck to all teams. as they're finishing the first round of district and rolling in the second round of district. And we'll see you guys out there on the courts.
All right, Rich, as usual, take us home, buddy.
Well, hey, well said. And I know Mike always talks directly to the camera and talks about make sure you're getting your rest, nutrition, hydration, taking care of your body, your mental health, all that stuff. You know, I just can't not say that, because Mike has been saying that for months now on this show, and I think it's so important for these kids. So I just wanted to make sure that Mike's stay healthy, stay hydrated statement. I wanted to go ahead and say that too, because every time Mike says that, I think about how important that is for these kids to hear it and to keep hearing it over and over and over, because they'll forget. They'll forget.
Yeah,
so like he said, good luck to all the kids that are finishing up round 1 of district. Some of them are already starting round 2 of district. And remember, hey guys, treat each other with kindness and generosity. It doesn't cost a thing. It doesn't cost a dime.
that's it. Like, subscribe, and definitely leave comments.
And follow.
And share. And
Share.
too.
Share it out. That doesn't
Share.
cost. I'm going to share right now. I'm going to share this right now, because guess what? It didn't cost me a dime to share it. Let me see. There it is. Shared. It's shared.
I appreciate you, fellas. Hey, episode number 20 and counting.
Hey, this is episode 2. Yeah. Episode number 2 of 2025. Let's continue to make it a good year. And remember, Friday is what they call Quitters Day. Let's not be quitters. Resolution. Keep those resolutions. Stay in the gym. Lose that weight.
All right, brother. All right, brother. That's it. All right, bro. Thanks, man.
Have a good one, guys.